The word change has echoed around college athletics louder than ever before the past few years. Success means managing the chaos of today while building the infrastructure for tomorrow.
With the team that we've put together, with the opportunities that we have in the state, we know what we're doing, and now it's just about doing it better, recreating that process.
We feel like we can continue to bring in highly talented players that want to be at Missouri, and that's a big deal.
The reason why we show up to work every single day is to make Mizzou a top-tier brand nationally on and off the competition floor.
When you were in high school, did you think you'd be doing stuff like this?
Oh, no.
If you want the Tigers to be successful, every true Tiger is going to be paramount to this success.
Let's bring this all together, and let's try to go farther together by sharing the vision of what we're trying to accomplish.
Mizzou Athletics has drawn up a thoughtful blueprint and laid a lasting foundation to withstand the chaotic frontier of NIL, revenue sharing, and everything else that the landscape has to throw at it. We've seen the structure put in place behind the scenes, from the strategy of collective and marketing execution to the alignment it takes to hold it up. But infrastructure, capital, and blueprints are just raw materials. To build something that lasts, you can only go as far as your collective vision and values will take you.
It looks different in 3 dimensions rather than the renderings we saw or the steel skeleton we saw when we first started this series. So I look out here and I'm like, wow, we're almost finished. Or if we're actually at the start of something new, the way we've gone through this series and all the differences in coming in college athletics.
Probably both, right? This is a step. It's a really big step, but as soon as you're thinking about completing one thing, you're on to the next, right? You got to keep building and keep climbing up the ladder.
So this is a big part of what's to come in the future of Mizzou football. But we've sat in this series and talked about building rosters, revenue sharing, NIL, how that gets distributed. What this program, what Missouri Athletics means to the school, to the community at large, all these things. Why is that important to you that this is sort of pulled back so people can see this, as opposed to just, well, we're just taking care of it in the office?
Yeah. Well, we're at such a unique time in college athletics, right? It's obvious we're going through this massive, rapid evolution. And while all schools are navigating that same landscape, we're all doing it in a little different way. And we thought it was important that our fans, our stakeholders, so to speak, kind of really understand the behind the scenes realities of what we're managing, but also how we're doing it, how we're investing, and the opportunity that we genuinely see exists here for us.
So we've got this, and we've got strategies that we're going to execute, and we've got plans that you've laid out here, right? But overall, we got to be working towards something, right? Everybody's got to have something. What's my vision? What am I painting on the wall that every day I'm hitting home?
Yeah. So when I first got here a couple of years ago, I focused a lot on relationship building and establishing alignment. And as we all, our leadership team, really started talking about it more, just recognizing this kind of transformational time we're going through, it felt really important to step back and, ask ourselves some critical questions and take time to think that through. Where are we really? Like where is Mizzou currently at? What do we have the capacity to do? And what do we aspire to, And we kept coming back to Mizzou should truly expect to win championships, And I'm not sure that we've always been willing to state it that boldly and clearly, right? And there's some realities that it's been 60 years since we've won a team national championship, right? So we have to understand that we are climbing, we are building, but we have to be bold and say that if we're going to go get that, if we're going to actually get to the point where we are doing that on a consistent basis, we got to state it, that Mizzou Athletics over the next decade will become a powerful force in college athletics. Consistently competing for and winning championships, uniting and elevating Mizzou for generations. That's what we want to be.
How do you make sure that they know that there isn't a goal that's too big for this place, from what you see, what you know in terms of resources and player personnel and fans, all that stuff, university support? How do you make sure they know it's not too big a goal?
Well, first of all, I believe our coaches and our staff do know that. I think they believe, they recognize, and you just step back from it. There is absolutely no reason we shouldn't be, right? We are in the biggest and best conference in the country, but we're also a big-time school. with real resources, passionate fans, really good coaches. It's challenging, but just because we haven't quite been there, there's nothing that's keeping us from that, right? I truly believe that Mizzou should be in a position where we expect to consistently compete for championships. I believe that in my heart and soul. We need everybody else to believe that too, and that's why, stating a vision like this and being bold enough to push it out there and say, this is what we expect to be, is really important, because that will guide activity. But then you got to step back and recognize it takes actions every single day, right? It's getting a little bit better, right? The old coach adage, 1% better every day. That's what eventually gets it, but you got to set it out there, right? You got to set that objective out there and be willing to, climb that mountain together.
So, vision, championships, okay? That's good. We can put it on a t-shirt, we can put it on the wall, right? We can put it on business cards, all that stuff. But you got to have a process. You got to have something that's going to guide that thought every day. What are the guideposts? What are my values? How am I working towards this every day?
Yeah, and that's, that is where the values come in, because ultimately, this vision that we are going after and chasing is going to be driven by the culture that we have, right? So we articulated them like this. First of all, earn trust and respect, okay? Secondly, live our will to win. Third, dare to demand excellence. And fourth, believe that every step matters. If we do that, we live it out every day, that's what ultimately leads to success.
In the NCAA, a culture has to be anchored by something unshakable. Mizzou isn't just managing rosters. They are intentionally curating character. Anchored in 4 main values, coaches and the administration lead a set of defined principles on a daily basis, following the columns of earning trust and respect, living a will to win, daring to demand excellence, and believing every step matters.
When I think of earned trust and respect, I think of the foundation of any relationship, and I think it's important for us in the athletic department to continue to earn the trust of our fan base, to be reliable and good stewards of what we are, but also to give respect to them, knowing that they're given hard-earned money and time to come watch us play.
Mizzou's will to win is more than just what's on the scoreboard. For us, it's really about the foundation of our program, right? Every single day when we come to practice, we work on our mindset. Winning happens way before you get to that court, and so making sure our athletes understand that ultimately the will to win is going to be based on and rooted deeply in belief in this purpose of what we're trying to accomplish together. And when we do that, something special is going to really happen.
Dare to demand excellence is bold strategies, innovations, and accountability. When it comes down to the understanding of evaluation, taking chances and recruiting kids like Caleb Grill, Tamar Bates, Mark Mitchell, there's different views that you can have from a program standpoint that'll give you leverage to win. We learn it through our culture, through our ambitions of team building. Obviously, one of those most important things through adversity is accountability, and it's very important that our guys understand it.
Believing every step matters is probably the most applicable part for our program this year. Every step matters, and I think the important thing is you're constantly moving forward. Maybe you can make leaps and bounds, maybe it's incremental, but you have to be moving forward, and it's all a process.
Okay, so nobody's going to say the wrong thing in front of the boss. but you get the sense of listening to them, right? They believe in the vision you have, and they're working towards that.
We all recognize the responsibility that comes with, representing the Mizzou brand, right? It's something we take seriously. But we want to do it in a way that's going to take advantage of this opportunity that we have in front of us and really elevate that Mizzou brand for generations to come. There's this unique time frame and opportunity and collection of coaches. We got a chance to do something, but we got to be willing to to live by those values and chase that vision in a way that's daily represented. To build something that's sustainable when everything's moving around us is challenging, but it's also why the opportunities in front of us, because we got this landscape that's just suddenly kind of wide open, right? So that's the time we make our step, And while we're doing it, build something that's going to truly change our brand and elevate our brand to a way where people are seeing us and they're, Mizzou, they are going to be competing for championships consistently and on a regular basis, and they're going to win SEC and national championships.
We've got some wind behind our back in this thing, I feel like.
Yeah, no question. And that's because we have really good people, right? Coaches ultimately drive success in our business, right? They drive winning and success. And we have really good coaches, really good people. I mean, that's who Mizzou is in so many ways. But continuing to lean into that, we have the opportunity in front of us. Now we got to go seize it.
And you said kind of the open spaces, the new era of what's happening in college athletics. It's almost like, why can't we shape it? Not just react to it. Like, why can't we shape it? And people go, wow, Missouri seems to have the idea here.
Yeah, no question. And that is truly the attitude that we're taking here. But in order to do that, we can't think like we've always thought, right? We got to be willing to get outside the box. We got to be willing to be innovative and aggressive. And we've got every bit the ability to do it, which is a pretty awesome place to be.
So I did a series once with Jack Nicklaus, and we went out to this piece of land that he was going to build a golf course, and there was nothing there. And I said, what do you see? And he said, oh, well, there's a green complex that could be over here, and look at this little tributary that runs through here, and I can go, right? And I'm like, I still see a forest. I look around here, okay, I see construction. What do you see on Saturdays that I don't see?
I'm sure you see it too, but I see pride. When you come into a facility like this, especially now with this and what this has become, you can't get anywhere else, right? Where else can you go in America, right, really, than to get an experience like that in a college football field in the SEC? It's just a very unique experience, and our people get to come together. It's like a big family reunion, right? You get to host it, 7 times a year, right? And now we got just this incredible house to do it in.
I also see the replay official coming back and going, yes, that was an interception. Mizzou has the ball, and you're done, Kansas. We're taking a knee. We've throttled them, but that's looking back. We want to look forward. It's been really educational to watch all of this stuff because all of it is stacked together, right? We're all kind of interlocked at some point with the support of fans, the support of alumni, the support of how coaching. We're like, they have to fit like this. And I feel like we're on our way. I appreciate you taking us through all of this over the last few weeks, the last few sessions. Appreciate giving fans a peek. And I think, despite all the visions, I still at the end get to go MIZ, right?
ZOU, baby, you bet.
From historic bowl game victories and deep postseason runs, to record-shattering fan attendance, academic excellence, and life-altering financial opportunities for student athletes, Mizzou has proven it belongs in the championship conversation. Yet as monumental as these recent accomplishments have been, they are only the beginning. Because Mizzou chose to innovate rather than hesitate. Because they built a rock-solid structure to navigate this new frontier, the ceiling has officially been raised. The foundation is set, and the future of Mizzou Athletics is limited only by what they are willing to invest now to achieve success in the future.